Hi everyone, I'm just popping in with a little redo episode as we are taking some time for the holidays. I hope you enjoy this episode. It's a little replay from 2021. Hey everyone, I hope you're having a wonderful day. It is a wonderful -30 where I am. I'd love you to post below what is the temperature where you are. I have clients all across Canada now, and it is really cold all across Western Canada. The Ontario East peeps are doing pretty good, but pretty much Manitoba over, we are in a cold spell. So if you're somewhere else warm, I'd love to hear about it. But we're just going to go through 5, and then I've got 2 bonuses, 5 steps for you to become more valuable to your team this year. So most of us are part of a team of some sort, right? You're part of a family team, you're part of a work team, you have a business team, you're part of a business team. And so I was listening to this podcast with Ed Milet recently, and he was interviewing Kurt Warner. He is a football player, I guess. At least that's what they said in the podcast. I'm not a sports person. Apparently, he did have a movie that came out on the 25th about his life. So once I listened to the podcast, I actually want to go back and watch the movie. It's funny, as I read more and more business books and more books about sports, the alignment between the two is really, really incredible. I'm not a sport person, but I do have to give so much props and respects to people that are at a high level of competition in sports. The mindset game that's required to do that is pretty incredible. But Kurt was talking about early in his career, he was actually not doing very well. And he asked a coach, like, why am I not getting playtime? And he said, you really suck at practice. And he said, yeah, but I'm amazing in the game. And essentially the message is if you're not good at practice, how does your coach trust you to perform in the game, right? You can't just be awesome in the game and suck at practice, or not put your all into practice. And it got me thinking about life, or the business world in particular, and building trust with those around you, where you really have to put the effort in so that in the practice, they learn to trust you, and they know that you're someone that can be relied on when it is really important, when that meeting is going to happen, when that presentation has to happen, when that thing is so incredibly vital to the team, that they know you are someone that they can count on. So I kind of went through and I built out 5 ways for you to really build that trust and respect within your team for yourself. So number 1 was to be consistent. Small steps, small, consistent daily habits versus big steps that you don't follow through on. This is actually really relevant for this time of year, because a lot of us say, hey, we're going to lose weight in the new year. I'm going to go and I'm going to work out. And then, we just don't, or we go crazy for like 3 hours or a week, and we go all like, Rah! And then we just crash, right? What if instead you just set a small goal to yourself? Hey, I'm just going to work out for 5 minutes a day, 5 minutes. And then once you do that, regardless of how you feel, you get up, you do the 5 minutes. If you want to go longer, you can. And if you don't want to, you don't have to, but you still know that you at least showed up and you kept your word. So be consistent with your daily habits. Make your bed, get up at a good time, set some sort of morning routine, some sort of evening routine. Be consistent with those things so that you have that baseline to build from. Number 2 is do the work, do the prep that's required. Same idea. Don't just show up for the game and want to be a rock star. It's doing the work, the sucky stuff behind the scenes that builds you for the big moment. That's so important. Number 3 was follow through. Be a doer. Do what you say. Come on, do what you say. Even if it's a promise to yourself, do what you say. Be where you are, or be where you say you're going to be, when you say you're going to be there, right? Have those things. Don't be late. Don't be the one that's missing stuff and saying, oh, I got caught up, right? No, if you tell someone or yourself that you're going to do something or be somewhere, then do it. Number 4 was do without asking. So, a lot of times people will say things like, let me know if you need any help. Well, no, just look around and see what needs to be done and do it. You don't need someone to direct you, right? You shouldn't need someone to tell you what they need as help. Just see what needs to be done and do it. When you put that off on someone else, it's really just pushing off that emotional labor on someone else. And now they have to manage you and those tasks. Instead, if you see the garbage needs to be taken out or whatever it is in your office or home, just do it. Number 5 is do all things with excellence. You know what? This one is actually for me, something that I've really been working on, because sometimes I'm like, oh, that doesn't matter. It's not a big deal if my whatever isn't done perfectly. And I struggle with this one, honestly, because I don't like perfection. I don't like where sometimes people hold themselves back and don't do things because of perfection. They have to do everything perfectly, and they use that as an excuse not to do. So I struggle with perfection. I struggle with the idea that everything has to be perfect. You have to be the perfect mom. You have to be the perfect employee. You have to be the perfect business person. You have to be the perfect wife. And it's like exhausting and a lot of times really just like Instagram perfect, right? So I struggle with this one, and it's something I'm working on, but it's about the idea that excellence becomes a habit. Excellence becomes a habit. So in those practice times, that excellence, that adherence to a certain standard for yourself becomes a habit, and it becomes easier and easier to rise to that standard. Number 6 is be coachable. So open yourself up to the idea that you could be wrong. Open yourself up to the idea that other people have things to teach you. Open yourself up that you are not perfect. And there's other people with value and worth around you, right? The concept of being around, you're an average of the 5 people that you hang the most around, right? This is where that coachable comes in, is you want to learn from those people. So surround yourself with great people and then open yourself up to learn and grow. Number 7. So I said I was going to do 5, right? But I threw in a couple bonus ones. So number 7, this is the last one, and I think it's so vitally important, is be an energy adder, not an energy sucker. Are you someone that leaves people exhausted, or are you someone that feels filled up after people have been around you? People say, wow, that person just made me feel so much better. You know what? We all have shit going on in our lives, and we all don't want to hear about it. So be an energy adder, not an energy sucker. So no negativity, give versus taking. And my goodness, don't gossip about people. If you could just achieve that one thing in 2022, you're going to be so much further ahead. But again, practice is where you show the team that they can count on you during the game. These steps, I think, are really going to help you become a bigger part of the team. If you're wondering why you're not getting that promotion, why you're not being asked to do that presentation, while you're not being asked to take the ball, take a look at these things and say, am I really living up to those 7 standards? And if you're not, work on being better. 1% better every single day is going to add up to so much more growth at the end of the year than you can even dream is possible. So I hope those help. I hope you have a wonderful day. And I'd love to hear again, what is the temperature where you are right now? Thank you so much for listening. It's always an honor to have you spend some time with us. If you found this podcast of Rising Through valuable, please like, follow, and share it with someone that you think could benefit from it. That's the best way to give us the kudos, our guests the kudos, and it means a ton to us. If you have been thinking that maybe you want to connect further with me, maybe about the business that I'm in or anything in general, just please follow the links in the show notes, and I would love to get connected to you.